Perfect. So, thanks. Hello and welcome, everyone. I'm Jenny Falter. I'm one of the local team leaders here at Thermomix, and I'm based in beautiful Hyatt, which is in Bayside, Melbourne area. Thank you for joining us to our two chefs and the Thermomix session today. And I want to introduce you to our two presenters, because guess what? I'm not doing the cooking today. So first of all, we have Chef Chris Tandy, who is a chef with 40 years experience, and also a consultant, a fishmonger, has owned several successful businesses, and so he absolutely knows about running an efficient business. And we have Leslie Austin, an award-winning chef, competitor in several Chef of the Year competitions. He's the winner of Restaurant of the Year for the Goulburn Valley. And these chefs today are going to show you our latest model, the TM6, and how it can benefit you in your commercial kitchen. Now, you sit back, enjoy, and if you do have any questions, please pop them in the chat box. I will have an eye on that and we'll ask the questions to our chefs. All right, Chris, we're going to start with you.
Good afternoon, and thank you all for joining us today. Today we have the brand new Thermomix TM6, which has got the latest downloads. It's absolutely brilliant. It's got a ton of features. And I know for a fact that if this was around years ago, I've been cooking for 40 years and I wish I had one of these in every kitchen I've been in. One of the things I want to point out today, if you haven't had a Thermomix before, the main draw card is the fact that you've got a machine that'll blend, it'll blitz, it will make almost anything for you, it'll mill, it'll make things and you can just walk away, they'll come back. The main thing about this Thermomix is the fact that it's got a heating element in the bottom. It's also got, and that'll go up to 160 degrees. So you can make caramel, which I'll be showing you today. It'll mill the hardest seeds, spices. If you want to make your own curry powder, instead of throwing them in a pan to get the dry roasting them, you can do that in this and then just blend them up. And I'm going to show you that as well. One of the most time-saving features of this is the fact that you can make all these things and you'll walk away, do something else, get some more prepped up. Leslie will tell you all about that. He's a really, really talented chef. And I just want to tell you about like the different things. Like if you go down on the screen, this here screen, we've got the home screen here. It's bigger and better than the last one. Really, really bright. It's even got videos on it if you want. But anyway, we don't want to show chefs how to cook. But if you have a look at these here, you've got a set of scales. And actually, I'll push those for a second. I'll pop this on top. And here you'll see just a little cup of seeds I'm going to use later. Now, these scales are so accurate to 1 gram. Okay, so trust me, that little bowl just went up there, 23 grams, and it goes up in 1 gram increments. So if you're especially bakers and confectioners and things like that, where everything's got to be precisely weighed, then this does it perfectly. Because I know for a fact that since I've finished cooking, some of the things I don't want to cook at home anymore is because everything is really fiddly or messy. Like dough. I've been making pizza dough, pasta dough, and because before I didn't want to make the mess and get out the scales, get out the bulk. It was just too hard. This, you know, one little appliance on your bench. And as you can see, I've got a small kitchen. And pizza dough or pasta dough comes straight out, you roll it in a ball, wrap it in plastic like you normally do, put it away, come back, roll it out, do whatever you want with it. Some of the other features, it'll now sear because the element will go up to 160 degrees now. It'll ferment. We'll go back to the screen and we'll start at the other end now and go backwards. So it'll sous vide. We did a demo on Saturday about sous vide. Unbelievable. It can do anything that'll fit in it, basically. I've done some spare ribs. I've done scrambled eggs. I've done your salmon and your steak and all that sort of thing. You've also got a slow cook mode. Again, you can do lamb shanks. You can put them in a basket, which we've got here, if they'll fit, or you can just put them in. We've got a blade cover that goes over the blades. They don't come with a machine, but you need to get one of those if you want to do that. So I literally gave away my slow cooker, a blender, and a few other things when I got this. It was great. So then we got the sous vide, slow cook, ferment, your blender, your rice cooker. That's what I gave away as well. Gave away my rice cooker. Thicken, made a bechamel sauce in it the other day. Literally, and again, I'll say, you walk away, water the garden, come back, and it's turned itself off and it's ready and it's sitting there. Fantastic time-saving machine. Okay, you can warm things up in it. If you got somebody in the restaurant, the cafe, and how many times this happened? Can I use your microwave? I just want to warm up some milk. How do you know it's exactly the right temperature? Well, with this, you can say, yeah, love, no worries. Don't call them love. And you pop it in there, done. It'll warm it up. You've got a kettle. I'm glad it came there. And you just put the water in. Now, the difference with just a normal kettle, you can actually drop this down to 95 degrees, 90 degrees, which I think somebody told me green tea is better if the water's only 90 or 95. So
it could even go over 80.
It'll go down, as low as anything. So a turbo, we'll give that a go. I haven't tried that yet. Scales, like I said, absolutely unbelievable. All these features all in one small unit. So getting along with things, we'll just scrape a bit like that. Hit the home button, getting along. And I'm just going to take these. There's some mixed peppercorns, mustard seeds, coriander seeds, things like that. We're just going to pop them in the top. And mute the sound for a sec, I think. I reckon 10 seconds. What do you, Jenny?
Yeah, 10 seconds is a great. You don't want to mute this. This is the power of the Thermomix. We can hear her here.
The power, you should smell it. The first time I did this was some chili as well. 10 more seconds. And let's see how that turns out. And you can actually hear it. You'll hear the stuff going around. So anyway, demonstration purposes only. You can have a play with it. And like when I first got mine, even before I got mine, and it was on order, I had sleepless nights wondering, what can I do with a machine that'll do all... Look at that. Can you see that?
Again, I'm trying to... Oh, no. Camera this way. Yes. Now we can see it.
Okay, so you've got your own curry blends, and that is limited to only your imagination. And now, while I get something else ready to make some toffee, we'll throw over to Leslie, and here you go.
Hi, Les.
Hey, how are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
Beautiful.
So what are you going to show us today?
So I'm just going to show a couple of things. Again, Chris touched on, the convenience and being able to walk away from, the unit while it's in its, while you're at work, So this is essentially for a commercial setting, not so much for your at-home use. So what I'll do is I'll just do a quick cream anglaise, which is one of those items, I'm not going to tell everyone how to make an anglaise or anything like that, because at the end of the day, if you're in a commercial kitchen, you're a chef, you know how to do it. But this is just going to show you how you can do it and why it's getting done, getting ready for a dessert or a special that you might have it for. You can continue going about your day and prepping and organising or, running your kitchen the way that you need to run it, which is basically on point with your eyes all across it. So just going into the settings into the cookie dough. Again, once you know how to use the unit, you don't need to go into cookie dough, but for the purposes of the demonstration, I'm going to use the cookie dough recipe. And all you do is hit start. So it says for 300 grams of milk.
Well, it brings up the scales automatically, so you don't even have to...
You don't need to go and get another set of scales out. It minimises wastage. cleaning, you know, time that you've got to clean up your kitchen and all that sort of stuff. So there we go. We've got the milk in. Simply hit next. 4 egg yolks going for purposes of demonstration. It's like Danos Direct, something I prepared earlier. So we'll pour them in. Again, next, white sugar, but wait, there's more. Pour that in, 50 grams. Again, this is only making a small amount. You can double the recipes, you can triple the recipes to your liking or to your desire, up to 2.2 litres because that's the size of the bowl. I'm going to add some vanilla essence because I'm at home and I don't have vanilla paste. So we'll just a little bit of that. We hit next, insert measurement cup and bowl, and that's it. We turn the dial and it says it takes approximately 12 minutes. So in 12 minutes, 10 minutes now, you've got a creme anglaise. You know, so if you're 15 minutes out from service and you're going, oh crap, I forgot it. Instead of getting everything out, you just quickly grab your Thermomix, grab your ingredients, put it in there, turn it on, it's going about its business. And in that time, you're setting up your kitchen, you know, making sure you've got everything and all those sorts of things. So they're really, really good in that aspect because, you know, as we stand here and I'm talking to you now, you don't need to watch it. You know, it doesn't matter what you're doing now. It's technology. Like everything's getting better. Everything's getting about convenience. Some people say, oh, it's lazy, you know, you can't do this. You can't use a Thermomix to its capacity without understanding the basic principles of commercial cookery. You still need to learn the fundamentals about emulsions and all that sort of stuff. This is just about making life easy, time efficient, money saving, you know. So if you're in a commercial kitchen, again, you know, and you've got an apprentice, you're busy prepping something, you go, all right, you know, grab the apprentice and go, right, I want you to grab that recipe, make the creme anglaise, and while that's doing that, you know, you can also, you know, chop the onions or, you know, get the bechamel ingredients ready so you can do that next, or you can do a mirepoix or whatever you might want to do. So that's just going about its business. It's very easy. I've been a, you know, qualified chef for quite a few years now. Been fortunate to do some really good things, meet some really good people, and all of your larger scale kitchens, all of your high-end kitchens and restaurants that you go to, without knowing, because I haven't been inside each and every one of them, but I reckon you'd be looking at about 80 to 85% of them would have a Thermomix in there because of the heat element that's built into it, the blending capacity. So if you're doing purees and those sorts of things, my belief, and only my belief, you won't get a smoother puree than what you can out of a Thermomix. You won't get it as quick. You can make your own spice blends like Chris did just before, you know, by milling all your own spices and things like that. That way you know what's in your ingredients, you know what's in your food, and you can go out and you can tell your customers, you know, if they have an allergens or something like that, because, well, you've made it. This one's 8 minutes away now. Once that's done, we'll quickly, you know, put it into a bowl and we'll clean something else and make something else as well. But yeah, minus that, you know, the convenience of having them. If you were at a small cafe, you wanted to make a yogurt, again, touching on the new modes and all those sorts of things, you can go into the fermentation, you can make your own different yogurts, put it on before you leave work that night, come back the next day, hey presto, away you go. Making the anglaise, obviously you make an anglaise to start making an ice cream. So once this is done, or, you know, even in that step, you could flavour that with something other than vanilla, and you could make it into, let's say you put a shot of coffee liqueur, then you can add some more cream and stuff for that, and you can then turn that into an ice cream. You do have to set them in a freezer, and then the next day pull them back out and put them through the Thermomix again at speed 4.5 to get that consistency of an ice cream. but you set yourself aside from everyone else that's doing your standard ones because you're making them yourself.
So, yeah, just let's quickly. Just quickly on that. So now we can hear the machine is doing something there. So, what about the benefit? So now you're using a guided recipe on cookie dough, but you can still tweak it to your own liking, right? So you can still make changes to it. So you don't have to follow the recipe to the T. But a benefit would be.
So this is now, it's set to 80 degrees and it's telling me 6 minutes. But if I wanted to up that a little bit, I basically just hit the time button, and you can change them, and you can make alterations to the recipes. Again, that's where in a commercial setting, the understanding of how your methods of cookery work will help you, enhance your ability of what you can do with the Thermomix. It's not a chef. Yeah. But it's been, obviously they've spoken to chefs and things like that. It is about making your life easy, saving time in a commercial kitchen, because everyone knows in this day and age everything's about wages, costs, and all those overheads that you have. So, if you're wanting to be different and things like that, so if you want to minimise your cost, most kitchens you walk into, if you're taking over, let's say, as a head chef, and you normally walk into the dry store and there's an array of herbs and spices and everything that's been accumulated over a number of years. You can, make all your own curry paste stuff and, freeze them down. So in your spare time of an afternoon or something like that, you can jump in there, because we all know chefs, for whatever strange reason, we don't enjoy our free time too much. We're always trying to create and try and develop something different. And it enables those sorts of things. And it also enables, with the heat element in there and being able to bring up to certain temperatures and set temperatures, it enables us to look at different things with different additives like Jalan and Lotus and agars and all those sorts of things. So, you can bring up the temperature in a controlled environment. You can make your own, caviar or liquid pearls, essentially, with, blending foods together and berries and adding your agar, bringing that above 85 degrees, and then, using your molecular ingredients to make your liquid caviars and things like that. So it does have an advantage in the aspect that you're just doing different things. You're not doing the usual run-of-the-mill food. So it puts you, I believe, at a difference. The only limitation is your imagination and temperature, because you can't go above 160 degrees. So if you want 180, well, basically you should out of luck, just don't do it. But, it enables a lot more creativity, playing with the Thermomix and the understanding of what it can do. Opportunities are endless, really.
So obviously in a domestic kitchen, we say it's an extra pair of hands in your kitchen. I think this is even more important in a commercial kitchen, that you have an extra pair of hands. And when you think of the guided cooking, whether you like it or not, doesn't matter, but you will always have the same results. So basically, anyone who's using the Thermomix, it could even be an apprentice you show them, they can do all these sauces and they would still have the same quality every single time they make it.
Well, exactly right, yeah. So, obviously, in a commercial setting, we strive for perfection. We're wanting consistency. So when you're talking about consistency and getting that, it shouldn't matter who makes that, that sauce or the anglaise or the sorbet or whatever it is, it should always be the same, So when you're talking about consistency with these things, and say, for example, if you're using the recipes that are built into it, and I think there's 60,000 and something recipes that are built into the Thermomix, if you're using some of those recipes, you're always going to get the same result. Yeah. Doesn't matter if I make it. Doesn't matter if I give it to the the kitchen porter to make it. I could even get a waiter out of the front of house, for example, and say, look, can you quickly bang that together before service? And they're literally just hitting the button. It tells you step by step what to do. It's shows you the scales. Then if they need to weigh something, it's there. Essentially, you're minimising the fuck up factor. Pardon the language, but that's what it is. You're taking away the guesswork because it's all there, it's all done. You need to double the recipe. So if I wanted to double this recipe, you know, essentially I just put it on for a little bit longer than what it came up with, but you're going to get the same result. So if you wanted a larger portion of it and things like that, consistency is key with anything in business. It doesn't matter whether it's you know, a hospitality venue, a bank, you know, a takeaway shop, or, you know, a fine dining restaurant. You need consistency so that your diners are happy and they know what they're going to get. You know, something worse than going somewhere and going, oh, that was absolutely beautiful. The next time you go back, someone else made it, and it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't the same. You haven't got that consistency. With these things, with the TM6, you get that consistency every time, especially if you follow the recipes input. Or if you, like most people, most chefs, you write the recipe down as you go. One of my bosses told me that's my biggest downfall is I just throw stuff together and make it happen. So that's done now. We're just working on this. Serve as desired.
And I've heard they don't call in sick.
Yeah, exactly. We'll take the lid off. And there we go. We've got an anglaise. It's smooth. It's beautiful. You know, you can do whatever you want with that. You set that aside, let it cool. I'm going to put that over here. But that is absolutely perfect. Like the texture of it. Now there's no lumps. There's no nothing with it. You could pass that through a sieve, and it'd be absolutely fantastic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly rinse this bowl out. It's going to be about a minute or so by the time I rinse it out. There is a cleaning mode on there that you can go in there and you can clean the bowl and whatnot. I've only made the anglaise, so it's going to be quicker for me to duck behind me and rinse it out. Yeah. And then I'm going to quickly pick up another dessert. So, yeah, if you bear with me 1 sec, I'll just rinse this out.
I was going to say, that doesn't look very pleasant from that angle.
Sorry.
I'll tell you what, no wonder Leslie sells a lot of these machines, because if I didn't have one, I'd be buying one just from watching him. He's brilliant. Thank you, Leslie. That was fantastic. Really, really good. And pointed out all the, I could relate to nearly everything he said. It's just amazing, especially the bit about, you know, like, yeah, chefs saying you should write things down when you create them, because the next time you go to do it, you go, now, what did I do again? Oh, yeah, because, like, yeah, chefs really don't follow recipes traditionally. It's just, yeah, whack it all together, make it happen, as he said. So talking about making it happen, I made some caramel, some beautiful sugar. You might have a bit of a see there. Don't know, but while that's maybe on this camera.
Yeah, this camera's better.
But that's still soft and it's settled. But I did make some a little earlier with some chopped walnuts in it. And if you can you see that by the
we can. Yes, we can see.
Look at that. Beautiful, delicate. And if you want to make praline, and you all know how to make praline, drizzle it all over, bang, 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 bang. And like everybody's buying stuff these days for their desserts. You can get a bag, you know how to do it, pipe it. You know, beautiful, crisp toffee, made in your Thermomix, and all that while I was sitting here being very highly entertained by Leslie Austin.
All right, I think Leslie is back with, perfect timing. Here we go.
All right, so again, using, you know, basically just a generalistic idea of what you can do with a commercial setting. You're at work, you get your waiter that comes in and goes, oh, you know, I've got a celiac out there that wants a dessert. Generally speaking, you know, you mightn't have anything. If you do, fantastic, you're one step ahead of most of us. If you don't, most kitchens have mascarpone or cream cheese. Every kitchen has sugar or icing sugar. And most have some form of mixed berry in their freezer. If you don't, well, you might have normal berries or fresh berries or something like that. So I'm going to quickly bang together just a really, really quick berry sorbet. So again, I'm not going to use a recipe this time. So I'm just going to wing it.
A great use up for fresh
you want
fruit.
about 250 grams of frozen berries. Throw in about 50 grams of sugar, but what we'll do is we'll go to the scales just to make sure. There we go. You can do this with icing sugar, doesn't really matter. I believe it doesn't matter anyway. And well, I'm doing the demo, so that's all that matters. And then we'll throw in, I went up to get some mascarpone this morning. So we'll just throw that in. They didn't have any, so I've got some cream cheese. We'll put a little bit in, put the lid on. Let's go time, so we'll go 25 seconds, no temperature at all, and we'll go 6.5. Make a lot of noise, doesn't matter. No different than your chef yelling at you.
Yeah, it's always hard to talk on top of the machine. But yeah, so obviously this is a great example about how you can use up fresh fruit. If you do have leftovers from your breakfast service, then just pop them in the freezer, and later on you just make ice cream out of it, or even jams.
When it's done, whatever it's done. So then you come along, touch the cream, touch the button. All right. And the fatal mistake I made with this is I left the berries out while we're doing this. So give me 1 second.
So we can see the beautiful color already on the lid. Can I come in and lick the bowl?
Now I let the berries they defrosted while I was sitting out, so I'm just going to thicken this up a little bit. Throw in a little bit of ice. I've got kids, so I've got pineapple shaped ice.
Yep, a little bit of pineapple flavor.
Lucky enough to have unicorn ones at home as well. So I'll just quickly throw some ice in this. You know, obviously when you're doing this in a commercial setting, the berries are going to be frozen, and it's going to work a hell of a lot better than what my demonstration is now. But this is what happens when you don't practice. So we'll put the lid back on.
It's great. You showed us how to wing it. It's good.
Yeah. Scrape that down.
It's like an instant ice cream.
Hey?
It's like an instant ice cream when you make it with frozen fruit.
What we could basically do is, I've got the Anglaise there, I can pour that into there, and I'm basically going to make a mixed berry ice cream.
Yes.
And then what you do is obviously, you know, if I was more organised, I would have done that yesterday, but I'm not very organised at home. And I would have been able to show you what that looks like. But I'm just going to blitz this really quickly. Like I said, if they were properly, you know, frozen, you know, still, this would work a hell of a lot better. But I've had them sitting out on the bench since we started the demo, so they've defrosted because where I am, it's about 100 degrees outside at the minute. I'll put that down. So that is what we have. Now, if they were frozen berries, that would have worked out really well, and it would have been, you know, able to be served in a glass. But because I'm not that organised, what I'm going to do, I am going to make this into an ice cream. So I've got my Crema Inglese. I'm just going to pour this in.
Yum.
I'll put the lid back on. And stir it. I don't know, speed 4. Pop that up. Turn that off. Lucky enough, I'm at home. I've got a couple of these thermo savers. And basically, here we go. We have a mixed berry ice cream.
Oh,
So
yeah.
overnight, tomorrow I'll come back and I'll blitz it for about 20 seconds on speed 4.5. And I've got a mixed berry ice cream, which, if I'm at a restaurant, if I had, let's say, I don't know, we had a strawberry liqueur cheesecake, serve it with this mixed berry ice cream, some fresh raspberries, some fresh strawberries, some fresh blueberries, some nice flowers on a plate. That would be perfect. And there you go. You've got a dessert which you're going to sell for, I don't know, anywhere from $14 to $17. So nice, easy, quick, happy day. So I'll just clean this up and I'll come back here.
All right, thank you so far. And we are going back to Chris's kitchen.
There was a question in chat I saw was, is the ice cream icy? Well, I think after he's going to freeze it overnight and then blitz it for 20 seconds in the morning, it'll be... Oh, you mean as in icicles? No, it'll be creamy. It'll be creamy. Because he'll take it out tomorrow morning or tomorrow sometime and he'll blitz it in the machine for 20 seconds and that'll cream it up beautifully. A lot of people making ice cream in them at the moment. There's plenty of other videos. You can check them out. Now, I've done that. I've also, and you can obviously see that I'm still playing with it. Whereas Super Chef over here is so comfortable with his machine, it's unbelievable. It's just like dang, 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 dang. I'm still learning, and it is a learning curve. There's so much that it can do, and there's so much to learn, and there's so many experiments to do. Your head should spin about what you could possibly do in this machine. So, and today's mostly been, except for the herbs and things, has been dessert. I see small cafes absolutely smashing these things, like with the chocolate sauces, the anglaise. The other thing, I think, I don't know if Leslie mentioned it, but a hollandaise. I know Tony Twitchett said on one of the videos, hollandaise is the best thing to try when you first get it, because I remember years and years and years, they're getting the pot out, they're getting the water, they're getting the whisk, and like this, and consistency comes into this again. You put all the ingredients in to the Thermomix. You can follow the recipe on here. Personally, when I made it with the recipe from Cookie Doo, I would have preferred it a bit thicker. So no problem. 2 choices: throw another egg yolk, or turn it up to another 5 to 6 degrees, and I achieved that result. Like, how many people like making hollandaise? And hollandaise is just a pain to make, and it'll keep it warm for you, and consistent results every day, every time. The other thing I wanted to show you was, I don't know, you can see the aroma that goes on top. So many different uses for that, and I was thinking the other day, like, you could have one of these on the pass. Doesn't take up much room. You could steam some veggies or something as you go. I had some people over dinner the other night. I actually used it as a bain-marie in the middle of the table. Options, absolutely endless.
Okay, so Chris, I was just thinking about what you just said about the obviously the sauce hollandaise, which is a great one, but you could also just make your own, let's say, flavored oils, for example. So without having them, burned. So things that to prepare in your kitchen whilst you're not in service. Other things you make. Using leftover fresh herbs, make your own pestos really within seconds, know exactly what's in it. You can even make them vegan when you have these requests, using dried yeast instead of Parmesan, and you can just cater for all these different demands and dietary requirements your potential guests have at the moment.
That's exactly right.
Within a second.
I mean, everything knows, but the biggest pain in the neck is the dietary requirements. You can't be ready for everybody. Somebody's going to walk in and say, I don't like this or I don't like that. And, if you've got a nice tomato sauce for a pasta dish and it's got garlic and basil, and I know someone who really hates coriander. So
no idea who you're talking about.
And a lot of people don't like coriander. Like I've been in so many places, somebody will say, oh, has that got onion? A typical example was the tomato sauce for the Palmers. Yeah, it had onion in it. Can't eat onion. Well, I said to him, look, no worries at all. Like, I can either put some fresh sliced tomato on, only take 5 seconds. With this, throw a tomato in, a little bit of oil, salt, pepper, blitz it, done. It'll cook it. It'll just having one on the pass. Have it ready. Have it even if it's full of water. You've got boiling water ready to go. You've got a bain-marie ready to go. You've got a steamer ready to go. And even use it for, you've got steamed asparagus going out with something in a small restaurant. You can have it there, keep loading it up, 6 at a time. Yeah, my mind just boggles. Because I really next time need a script, because this is all, we're both doing this fairly well.
Okay, I think Lassie is ready for his next one. Over again to you, Les.
Yep. All right. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to temper some chocolate up. I know chefs out there watching it going, you can't temper chocolate at 37 degrees, blah, 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 blah. Well, I'm going to tell you you can. You just put the chocolate in like so. You just leave a little bit extra out, which is what I found to do with the Thermomix. It works for me. It might not work for you. That's cool. Whatever works, you know what I mean? Like the commercial kitchen, as long as it works for you, that's good. So you can't see, but down on the settings, the lowest temperature you can go to is 37. So I've done that. I'm going to set a timer. We'll just set it for 4 minutes. And we'll set it at blade 1. So that's going to do its thing. I don't need the lid in it, so I can actually keep an eye on it and see how it's going. So that's going to hold that down for me. I'm then going to transfer that into a bowl.
Yeah, there's not only about... Sorry.
By hill molds.
I remember these.
Very good.
I remember these from when I saw you the last presentation.
I've got the mould, so I'm going to temper it into these. Then, you know, you can do a lovely little dessert with these little high heels. You could fill them with a mousse and decorate them with some flowers or some fairy floss and things like that. I'm going to put it on reverse now. Because the beautiful thing about the blade, it goes both ways. And for whatever reason, I found it works better in reverse after a while.
Yeah, maybe it's the same with the mashed potatoes, so you don't cut out all the starches. You go backwards, yeah. It has a gentler touch on the food.
Well, yeah, exactly right. So, you know, it does have plenty of little advantages. I've got flies. And this is almost right to play with.
And the beauty is it's a stainless steel bowl, so this means it doesn't take on any smells or odors. So you can really mill some spices first and then temper chocolate next, and there will be no transfer of any flavors and smells into the next dish.
Yeah, exactly. And the best thing is, you know, like once you've finished tempering the chocolate, or, you know, in here, you know, whack a scoop of ice cream in there with a little bit of milk. Hey, you've got a lovely chocolate milkshake to refresh yourself before service. You know, multiple functions.
That's right, and we don't want anything to go to waste. That's very important.
Yeah,
I think
waste is in there if you wanted to as well. You know, you want to do something a little bit different. You could always grate some lemon, orange zest and things like that to put through the chocolate, which has helped flavour it as well. Opportunities are, you know, it comes down to your own imagination really, and being able to play with it and decide what works for you. And
it's easy to learn, would you say, how to use the machine?
You know, it's all about playing, really. Trial and error. some things will work, some things won't work, but that doesn't matter what you do. That's the same as anything. Some things will work and some things won't work the first time you try them. You know, nothing's a mistake or nothing's a failure unless you don't learn from it. And it's the same as the Thermomix. You know, the good thing about it is that you can always have another go. You know, you might have to change that heat setting or, you know, change the blade setting to work for you, which is, you know, no different to trial and error of any recipe, really.
Yeah. Good thing is also that obviously every customer gets a same consultant with their machine, so there's always a place where they can go back to and ask them if you know, they do have any questions, and ongoing support. Obviously we do offer cooking classes as well, not so much I think for chefs for them how to learn how to cook. We're nowhere near getting that direction there, but just to upskill and show a couple of things and learn getting different uses and benefits for you out of that machine.
Yeah, exactly. You know, being with Thermomix, obviously, you know, it's great because if you're not sure of anything, as you just said, Jenny, is you know, you touch base with your consultant. You know, there's a million different ways you can get hold of them, and they're all very friendly. We're all very friendly people. You know, it's like in a commercial kitchen. You know, there's no really silly questions. You're better to be safe than sorry. And it's basically just, you know, learning and trying different things. You know, there's obviously with Thermomix, there's the mix shop. You know, to buy all these different things. You know, you can get your little thermo savers and silicon mats and things like that. I've got a lot of them here as well. With the TM6, it's good because, you know, obviously when you sign up and you become a member of CookieDoo, you've got access to all those recipes that are in there, not only individually, but also the cookbooks and things like that are in there. One of the new modes now as well is the videos. So not for everything, but there are some little video tutorials on there and things like that as well. All right, so pull that out.
You pop that in an extra bowl?
Yeah, so I've just got it in a plastic bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Just giving it a little stir.
Is that to cool it down, or?
Just to get rid of any little extra lumps that might be in the chocolate.
Mm.
Obviously, because there is a blade portion to it. So as you can see, I've just pulled that apart. That's the blade. The whole unit comes apart very, very easily. And you can put it back together extremely easy as well. I'm just going to quickly run this under some hot water. It can also go, as long as you dry the little prongs at the bottom, they can get wet. So that doesn't really matter that much.
I feel like a chocolate milkshake.
How come?
I'm just, that last little bit of chocolate that I added into it, I'm just folding that through and melting that down with the temperature that was already in the chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll that out and put that into these molds. So I won't have to clean this bowl. I've got two of my kids standing over in the wings. And I'm pretty sure they'll gladly help me get rid of any excess chocolate that is left over. So then just grab the chocolate, put it into the mold.
Sorry, Chef, just step right a bit.
I should have had another one of these molds already done, so I could have shown you the finished product. But again, it's just about being organised, and obviously I wasn't that organised.
Oh, they look so pretty.
So yeah, basically that's pretty much it. That's something you want to start.
Hmm.
And then basically, so that's the little high heel mould there.
Yeah.
That looks brilliant.
Chocolate there, I'll put in the corner. So I'll let that set. As you can see, it is hollowed out. So you can get a great angle on that. But then basically what you can do with that there is you can, pipe a lovely mousse in it, whether it's a strawberry mousse or another dark chocolate mousse or something like that, which you can do in the Thermomix as well with the butterfly whisk attachment. There are some chocolate mousse recipes in there, if you're at home or, you want your apprentice to do it. And that's basically it. But yeah, like I said, I should have done that yesterday, so I could have, opened it up and shown you, but unfortunately I've got kids and I didn't have time.
That's okay. We get the idea. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Les. That was great. We've learned a lot. And thanks for sharing your tips and tricks with us today.
My pleasure.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So we are heading back to Chris's kitchen to finish up our presentation from today. Is that right?
Yep, that's pretty much it. What a fantastic session, I thought. I think Leslie did an absolutely brilliant job.
Fantastic.
And so we really just came here today to show people what this machine will do. And I think you've seen that. Anything from praline to spices to and especially, as I mentioned earlier, a small cafe making chocolates and mousses, and even up to a restaurant where you can use this as a bakery. Look, I don't have to tell you anymore, really. I think you got the idea. If you've had one before, you'll know what it's like, except this is bigger, better, faster, more powerful, and it's got so many more features. If you haven't had one before, I think you'll agree from today, you need one.
Exactly. So the question now remains, do you want one? And if the answer is yes, let me just quickly talk you through the bits and pieces that are rather important here as well. So first of all, the price for the Thermomix in a commercial kitchen is the same like in a domestic kitchen, is $2,269. But for a commercial size, you get also the chance to buy a second bowl for half price. And that would mean an extra $187.50. If you would like to go ahead and buy 2 Thermomixes for your kitchen, you would receive a second bowl, blade and lid set for free and get access to another one for the half price. If there would be multiple Thermomixes you would like to purchase for your kitchen, then we can offer you further discounts on the bowl, blade and lid set. So we just need to talk about that. And we do have all the different payment options available also for our commercial kitchens. That it means a payment upfront. You could also split the payment into three into 3 months payment plan. And until Wednesday this week, the 18th of November, we offer 36-month interest-free finance option with our partner Zip Money. If that would be of interest for you, if that's a little bit too short notice, then we will fall back to the 24-month interest-free after that. What else do I need to cover? Every commercial machine has a 12-month warranty. We do have a service centre here in Melbourne available. So if there's anything, should there be anything with the machine, we can help you straight away and it can be repaired. So I think that's also very important for you to know that especially our commercial machines, they will be looked straight after, and you do have your consultant who is always happy to assist you with that any further.
Jenny, there is a person on the list I saw that is not a professional chef, doesn't have a restaurant. Lovely lady. So just if you are a home buyer, Jenny can tell you about that as well.
Yeah, so unfortunately the second bowl offer only is for commercial kitchens. So for our domestic kitchens, we have, it's the same price, but we throw in this month a, I need to mute someone. It's making noise. This month and in December for the domestic kitchens, it's $150 mix shop voucher. So Les was already telling you about the mix shop, and there's beautiful accessories available in there. So you could spend $150 right then and there and get some extras to get your kitchen machine or your cooking going. However, domestic kitchen, domestic Thermomixes do get a 24-month warranty, so 2 years warranty on that. All right, so both of our chefs here today have also joined the Thermomix team. If that's something you would like to hear more about, then we will stop the recording now and you can just have a chat with me afterwards, or just have a chat to either Chris or Leslie about that and ask them how they've done it and on what's in it for them, and yeah, and come back to us at a later stage. Happy to help you further with all of your questions. If you want, you can pop them in the chat now, or come off mute and ask us now, or later if you like. Okay, no questions? Okay.
No questions at all.
No questions at all. This is great. So this means we've done a great job. All right. Then I'll stop the recording. Thanks everyone for watching today. Special thanks again back to Les and Chef Chris. Oh, sorry, Chef Les and Chef Chris. You've done an amazing job here today, and look forward to yeah, doing this hopefully again soon with you again. All right, bye now.